Soccerverse, all you need to know is in the blockchain. Every single transaction is stored forever in the blockchain, and I uncover it for you. Do you want to know how much profits or losses Soccerverse beta users accumulated? Do you want to know which club in Soccerverse attracted more dollars? Do you want to know which player has been the one that attracted the most purchases of shares? Well, I can provide you this intelligence right from the blockchain data. Today is a very special video where I'll use quantitative analysis to discover this and a lot more, like what is the best formation, what formation, mentality, tempo, all the tactic combination that worked the best, that provided the strongest synergies to come up to the top in all leagues. Stay tuned until the end. I'll show you the inside data of Soccerverse Season 1. Subscribe for Season 2 data that will come right after Season 2 end in a few weeks. Let's go. Here we go, let's start with this data analysis, very secret stuff that unless you know what you're doing and how to extract this data from the blockchain itself, from the GSP, the game state processor of Soccerverse, unless you don't know how to do it, it's pretty good intel, guys, that I provide to you. If you like it, if you find it useful, after the video, after having looked at it for its entirety, highly recommended, a lot of interesting points. Smash the like, leave a comment and subscribe. Always remember, that's all I ask for. Let's go. As you can see, I'm using, don't worry about the data, I mean the code. If you're interested, I'm using Python to analyze the data in Jupyter Notebooks. Whatever, who cares what I do? Just look at the plots and the analysis. Let's start with an overview. How many unique active players there were in Season 1? By active players, I mean users of Soccerverse, and to measure it we just look at the Xaya names NFT, which is the account that you can buy and mint. So for instance, I have Nick's NFT, which is the Xaya name NFT, and that's my account, and I do transaction with it, playing with Soccerverse, and it gets recorded. So I looked at how many unique names there were that submitted transactions in Soccerverse during Season 1, and their balance as well, their balance in SMC, so the token of Soccerverse. SMC is the in-game token, and this is what I got. By the way, all of this data is relative to until the end of Season 1, so from the start to the end of Season 1. It's basically a snapshot at the end of Season 1. Let's have a look. Here we go. This is the distribution. As you can see, Xaya Gamer, this is the distribution of the top 30 users in Soccerverse Season 1 and their balance. As you can see, Xaya Gamer had a huge balance of 9.5 almost million SMC, which if you consider that one you could buy with one Rapchi, which is the coin of Xaya in Polygon, with one Rapchi you buy 125 SMC, and one Rapchi is around 10 cents. Let's say 10 cents. Today is actually 9 cents, but let's say 10 for simplicity. If you do the computation, Xaya Gamer with 9.5 million SMC basically had a balance of $7,573 in a beta. This is a bit weird, which I think it's not a real player, or I hope it's not a real player, because you cannot put $7,500 in a beta, because remember, everything you do in the beta then will be erased, and Soccerverse team, Xaya team, will make up a little bit with airdrops based on the account of how many SMC and shares you had, still to be defined. Anyway, let's take out this outlier because it's suspiciously high. So let me just uncomment one line and then comment this other, because I've already prepared everything for you. And there we go. Top 30 without the weird super rich one is like that. As you can see, Nikov had almost 1 million SMC, $787, and then we have MacDex with almost 900,000, Juvicho 300 and and almost 500,000. JJ, Roblox, Aries, our friend Aries and watcher Aries, and finished the season 1 with 178,000 SMC, which is today equivalent to around 142 US dollars. Not bad. Who else I can see here? Tiki finished season 1 with 47,000 SMC, and that's good. And how many active players there were? 674 active unique Xaya names, which means all of these accounts, it doesn't mean there were 674 human beings playing the game, but because I can have 10 accounts if I wanted and buy shares and be managers with different accounts, etc. So we really don't know how many real human there were, but 674 wallets, not wallets, accounts were actively playing Soccerverse until the end of season 1. Let's go on. How many SMC were exchanged? This is another interesting question. We want to know basically along the time of season 1 how many SMC were used to buy shares of players, of club at every block. Time here is measured in block, and as well also the USD dollars kind of approximation, because it's always approximation. We cannot sell SMC out in the market for US dollars right now, so it's all an approximation. Let's have a look, and here we go. This is the plot. Let me actually zoom a little bit in so that it's already bigger for you. Here we go. You can see this is USD dollars. Let's start with the SMC. As you can see that there always been some movement throughout season 1. Almost every block there's been purchases, with a spike at this stage, which is around 3/4 in of the season 1, of 147,000 SMC. Something happened here. A lot of purchases of shares happened at this point, and as you can see, the blue bars is actually block transactions in SMC, how much money was spent in SMC, and then the orange one is the cumulative from the start of the season up until the end. We can see that at the end something around 7.7 million SMC were exchanged throughout season 1. It was spent basically. This is the cumulative one. In US dollars it's the same, it's just changed the axis and the unit of measure. You can see that in total something like $6,000 was moved across season 1 by the testers, the early beta testers that we all are, by playing this beta version of Soccerverse. And yes, that peak that we noticed before, it's equivalent to $117 that day. Interesting, still very early guys, but this kind of analysis we can do it once the game is out, the real game is out, and thousands of players will flock in, so that's gonna be very interesting. Now something fun. This is for fun only. I want to see the baddest players and the baddest club, not in terms of performance but in terms of aggressivity, of how many red cards and yellow cards a single soccer player got throughout season 1, or as a club. What's the baddest club? What's the most aggressive, non-fair play club that got the most total yellow and red cards all together? I was curious, so I hope you're curious too. Let's have a look, just for fun. After this, we go into the serious stuff again. So here we go. Who got the most red cards as soccer player in Soccerverse season 1? It was Adam Webster. Adam Webster is a center back playing with Brighton, still playing in Brighton in season 2 as well. He got 3 red cards, and then we see Sernal Sertel in Istanbul Başakşehir. I hope I pronounced it well. Lots of Turkish friends. I love Turkey. Semali Sertel, something like that. And then Ivan Oblikov in Moscow. All of these people got 2 red cards, except Adam Webster that got 3 red cards in only 1 season for Brighton. That's too much. Very aggressive, especially for a center back, because it's dangerous. Did he give out penalties for the others? I don't know if I would use such a player. Anyway, what about putting together all the cards, yellow and red cards, all together, summed together? Let's see who is the actual most aggressive that gets both red and yellow cards all together. And here we go. We have Alex Grimaldo playing for Benfica with 9 total cards, and they're all yellow, 9 yellow. And then Victor Davila, Club Leon, 9 yellow. And then Damian da Silva, Olympique Lyon, 7 yellow and 1 red. And then so on and so forth. We can see a lot of Spanish guys here. Look at that. I mean, Alex Grimaldo, I think, is Brazilian, okay, but he plays for Benfica in Portugal, Club Leon, Spain, Olympique Lyonnais, okay, it's in French. Actually, a lot of Spanish club. Levante is Spanish, Watford, England, okay, Levante, Spanish, Atletico Madrid, Spanish, Santos, Brazil, all right. Lille, France, Feyenoord, Netherlands. But I think in total here there is this is only the top 10, okay, the top 10, the baddest. A lot of Spanish guys. So guys, what are you doing, Spanish? Come on, take it easy. Okay, what about club? At the club level now. Okay, at the club level we can see this is basically the total of red cards at only in the club. How many red cards a club got? We can see Istanbul Başakşehir, very bad. Come on, guys, he got 6 red cards, and as well Botafogo FR 6 red cards. PAOK, Mosca, and Porto, etc, etc. Ajax, Metz, Torino, Genoa. Okay, at least two Italians. We have 2 Italians. But as you can see here, there is a column ready. I wanted to know the total. Again, I want to see the total of the red and yellow cards per club. Let's see who are the baddest. Besiktas with 49 cards altogether. That's a lot of cards. Manchester City follows with 45. Zenit St. Petersburg, Leon, Velat, Sarfet, Ajax, Club America, etc, etc, with around 40. It's actually a lot. Look at that. But the top is Besiktas. This Turkish. Alright, let's go into the juicy. This is juicy, guys. I know you want to know this. If you're a manager, you're very interested in that. I was able to look at the most used formations, mentality, tempo, if they use the playmaker or not. All the tactics that the managers submit, it's available in the blockchain. Therefore, I was able to look at the most used one and the best formations and everything. Let's have a look right now. First of all, I need to do a premise. I didn't look at all the transactions available because I really wanted to look at the active managers alone. So I removed the outliers. I removed people that was not active. I didn't take their tactics into account because they were not active, and to do that I simply look at the last time all the managers in season 1 were active. I looked at the totality of their last block of activity, and then I took only the 75% of those times. So basically everything that is below the 25% of the last active time of the managers, everything that is below, I don't consider it. I consider it only from the 25% upwards. So let's go and have a look at the results. Here we go. This is the most used, the counts basically, how many times a formation was used. And as you can see from the big majority, everyone used the 4-4-2 formation. 2104 times has been used. Second position is the 4-3-3 formation, 899 times, and then third position there is a 4-5-1. And I believe this is simply because a lot of people maybe they don't change it too much, so these are most often the default formations and they occur the most. And of course this also affects the statistics. So who's going to be the best formation? If the 4-4-2 is the dominant one, is more likely that 4-4-2 is also being used by the club that ended on the top 3 positions of each league. And that's actually what happened. Look at that. Look at this. This is a heat map. The color bar, it counts, it displays the count, how many times it's been used. On the left here, on the vertical axis, the y-axis, you can see the position. Basically, it's actually on the bottom, position number 1, okay? It should be on the top, but who cares? You can see that, for instance, if you look at this, I'm looking at all the clubs that ended up first in every single league in season 1. What did they use the most? They used 4-4-2, of course, 201 times all the clubs that ended up first, so winning their respective leagues, they used 4-4-2. And then the second most used formation from these clubs, as you can see, is only 68 times. This is nothing compared to the total, but anyway, 68 times is the 4-3-3. Again, as you can see, it's a kind of specular vision of the occurrence. If 4-4-2 and 4-3-3 and 4-5-1 are the most used in general, it's more likely that the top club, they use this, of course. The more data, the better will be in season 2 and also in the full game. So stay tuned and subscribe if you like this analysis. Anyway, as you can see here, yes, there's not much to see. As you can see, 4-4-2 is the dominant one in the first position, and also in the second, third, etc, etc. Let's go on and let's have a look at the mentality. What's the top winning mentality in Soccerverse season 1? What was that? And as you can see, attacking. The attacking mentality was the one that apparently was used the most, and it worked. So the team finishing winning the leagues, they most often used the attacking mentality, as you can see. Sometimes normal, very rarely, but way more attacking mentality. As you can see, the highest value are here on the top 3 positions, which means basically that the best clubs used to play with attacking mentality most of the time. This is a very nice visualization and insights from the blockchain itself. What about the tempo as well? Fast. This is the one that got the most winning. As you can see, top 5 here, top 5 positions club always used fast. Fast is the dominant tempo that make the club win the most, as you can see here. Remember, on the y-axis is the position at which the clubs ended, and here on the x-axis, on the horizontal, you can see the tempo that was used the most by those categories of club. Fast is winning. So what is the best tactic combination? Using all the tactic options that you can set in Soccerverse season 1, what were the most winning? And the most winning, guys, without too many surprise, here we go. These are the results. Formation 4-4-2 with a hard tackling style, mentality attacking, passing style long, and the attacking from both sides with a fast tempo. Pressing, I don't know what it is, number 2, I really don't know. And 0 values here means not selected. So counter attack, no man behind the ball, no tight marking, no play offensive, no use playmaker. This was the best combinations ever in season 1. Also it follows 4-3-3 and 4-5-1, as we saw already. All hard attacking, long, both side, fast, everything the same, but these 3 formations were the top ones, 100%. And then some very slight variation, basically using passing style mixed and attacking mixed, and using, here there's a one, using the playmaker. Not much. The top is this one. Interesting. All right, let's go on. Now let's go back to actual money. How much has been spent for share trading, so players and also club share trading? How much every single user earned? We can also look at that, and we will. And how many users were actually in profit or in a loss, and how much USD dollar equivalent they lost or they made. Let's have a look within this section, guys. You don't want to miss this. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Some people did a 10x. Crazy. More than 10x. Let's go. All right. As usual, remember that 1 rep chi is equals to 125 SMC. This is the ratio that in this beta only Xaya and Soccerverse team provide to us. So with 1 rep chi you get 125 SMC, and 1 rep chi we assume it's 10 cents. Oops. As I told you, today is 9 cents. Yesterday was more. I just set it to 10 cents just for simplicity. Anyway, let's start. Most share sales. Interesting. Let's look at the soccer players individually. Who is the soccer player whose shares were the most bought in season 1? Let's have a look. I can assure you this is a surprise. Here we go, and Joe Hagel. Joe Hagel is the player that got its shares bought the most. As you can see here, we have, for some reason, 10,000,001 shares bought. So the total market cap for each player is 10 million shares. For some reason, we don't know why, this 1, 2 and 3 they might be test players, I don't know. These 3 players got all of their shares bought plus one extra. Don't ask me why, I don't know why, but anyway, they were, because of this, they were the top bought shares. All the shares were gone at the mean price of 16.7 SMC per share, and by buying all of those shares at different prices, but at this mean price, kind of, people spent $14.6. Nothing. This is probably very low grade players or just test players, as I said. And to compute this, I didn't use the mean price. I actually computed for every single transaction of these players the price paid per share times the number of shares. Easy. And then I sum it. Okay, except of this, we can see Felipe Hendrik, one of the wonder kid that I presented to you guys, is very famous now. Its value is super exploded. If you don't know who Felipe Hendrik is, I have a few videos about him. Don't fade him, trust me. Anyway, 10,000 shares bought, total spent $14. This is weird, but yeah. Heung-min Son, very strong attacking midfielder, left, play now, 30 years of age. Heung-min Son, all the shares were bought for a total of $461. Yes, you can see how the value now of the very famous players, the good players now, is exploding the value in dollars. And then follows, of course, the other famous ones: Sterling, Mbappe, Haaland, Ansu Fati with 6,770,200, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold, another young one, similar number of shares. Alright, what about the club? Same analysis, but for club. Who got most number of shares, not most SMC spent, but just number of shares? Bradford won with 3,390 shares bought, followed by Milan 1,792, Liverpool, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Napoli, Leicester City, Preston, Paris Saint-Germain and Barcelona. All top team, really all top team, or League 2 maximum. I think Preston, I think it was League 2. I'm not sure. If I remember well, it was League 2. Napoli was League 1 at season 1, and Brentford, I'm not sure. Now, another interesting stuff. Let's go back to players once again. Now I wanna know the actual value spent. Whose player attracted the most SMC? So basically, this is a relationship between the value. A lot of shares were sold at a high price. This equals to a lot of SMC and fake USD dollars coming in. So I wanted to look at this. In total, which soccer player attracted more capital in terms of SMC and USD? Let's have a look. This time it's very good, guys. Of course, Heung-min Son, South Korean big boss. We already saw all of his shares were sold for $461. We already saw it before. This is the top player. This is the player that attracted the most capital. And then followed by Sterling, $351 equivalent. Mbappe, 330. Haaland, almost similar, 312. Alexander, 273. Mohamed Salah, also 224. Vinicius, this is good. Vinicius Jr. is a young one, is very good, and he brought in $213 equivalent. Lewandowski, John Stones, and Kevin De Bruyne, all the good names. This is very interesting stuff, guys. This is showing me that the top players, basically the most action is not in the wonder kids right now, but is mostly on the names, the famous name. This is interesting if you want to be ready at the actual Soccerverse launch. To know this, it means that you can speculate on this. Maybe you want, based on this, we'll make another video based on this data and see what could be the best strategy at launch. Focusing on wonder kits from scratch, so assuring the lowest price ever for wonder kits that might explode in the future, or getting super famous people like those ones very early and then sell it right after. Good question, another video. Anyway, same analysis but for club now. What club attracted the most capital in terms of SMC and also USD equivalent? Here we go, Napoli, my Napoli. Thank you so much guys for this. Napoli attracted with only, relatively I say only, 984 shares sold, but the price was going up, so that's the top. Napoli attracted $218 of capital, more than Milan, and as you can see only 153, without only. Liverpool 106, Real Madrid 89, Manchester United, Leicester City, Paris Saint-Germain, Celtic, Arsenal and Barcelona. Interesting stuff from this analysis. You can see Napoli is dominating in terms of most SMC attracted. Interesting. All right, this is the last section. Let's talk about you. If you play Soccerverse, if you are a manager, if you're a club or player shareholders, and you did transaction in season 1 up until the end of season 1, I got you. I was monitoring you. I monitor you. Now I know exactly all the users, what they did, how much they spent, how much they earned, everything. Let's have a look at users now. Who spent the most SMC? This is quite astonishing, guys. Let's have a look at the top 10 users that spent the most during season 1 in terms of SMC and fake USD. Bam! Phil Harvey, big boss Phil Harvey spent 1,833,697 SMC, which is equivalent to $1,466. That's a lot for a beta. Followed by SJZ, another one that spent almost $1,000. Well, a little bit more, sorry, a little bit more of in terms of USD dollars equivalent. Once again, Rapchi price when we were playing Soccerverse in season 1 went as down as 5 cents, so this might be half of the actual value that they put in, so it's equivalent to today price. It's an approximation. Don't take this as how much people actually spend, because it's not realistic. If tomorrow the chip price double, this is how much it worth, times 2. So it's just an approximation. Anyway, it's followed by Krill, 600,000 SMC spent. Andy Gore spent 531,000. Tiki 280. Bobby Xaya Gamer is the top holder of SMC, as if you remember from the first figure, but he spent also a lot. But it's probably nothing compared to all the millions that he got, he or she. Jovicio, Robert and Harris spent 183,146 SMC. Alright, now let's talk about gains and losses. Because you can see how much money was spent and how much money was earned by trading shares, we can see the balances of people. So let's have a look at the balance of people. Here we go, let's start with the most gains. Most gains we have, this is interesting, Teramo bought a lot of shares and spent this much. By the way, this actually I should have done it better. These shares, you see the huge number is because soccer player shares are extremely cheaper compared to club shares. So you normally buy a lot of shares of players. So don't look at this because it's mixed with club and players, and the real money is being made through club shares trading and not players share trading. I'll come back to this at the end of the video. Anyway, as you can see, look at this. He spent 58,000 SMC and he earned 93,000 SMC. So the balance was positive at 35,000, which means he earned $28. Not bad, $28. These are the top 10 gainers, the people that got profit, the top 10, and I sorted it based on actual USD value, not in terms of percentage gain, but on the next column here next to USD balance, which is basically the profit. Here I put the percentage. So this $28 based on initial investment of $46, it's equal to a 60% yield, a 60% profit, which is not good, not bad, 60%. But look at this one, for instance, just an example. This one, Andrew Music spent 47 cents to buy a few shares, I guess. He only spent 487 SMC. He sold 252 shares, club shares, and he got 27,000 SMC. This means that he spent, as I told you, 47 cents, but he earned with trading 22 and 34 USD dollars, which means that he's in profit of $21 with a tiny investment. And that, look at the percentage. This is a 40x, guys. If 1000% is a 10x, for almost 5,000%, so it's almost a 50x in his initial investment. This is good. And there is, look at this, 2,161. This is a 20x. This is another 40x, and this is almost a 50x, guys. We're talking about tiny capital. It's a beta. It's normal. Everything is starting up, but you can see that, I mean, things can happen. There is a big potential here. Let's talk about loss now. Not very good, but who the people that lost the most? We have Phil Harvey. Well, it's not a loss, okay? Let's call it unrealized loss. Like, imagine this as a DeFi lending or perpetual platform. You know, when you go into leverage and you take a loan, this is an unrealized loss, because it basically means how much Phil Harvey spent minus how much he earned. So there is a negative balance of $1,200, which is an unrealized loss of minus 80, almost 82%. But it's not realized. Maybe the day after he sold all the shares and he got in all the and maybe he did the most profit of everyone. This is just a snapshot. At that point of time, he was behind in his investment of almost 82% of its initial investment, followed by SJZ. You know, the people that would spend the most, because they didn't sell a lot of shares, they are kind of in an unrealized loss position. Minus 70%, minus 99% by Krill. Again, this is sorted by the actual amount of USD, or actually is SMC, then can be transformed in USD, as we were seeing. But yeah, look at that, minus 500, minus 223, minus 218. So these are all people that bought shares and they didn't sell. Again, it's an unrealized loss, minus 99%, simply because there is not much trade, and this is all a beta, a test. Also, there are different mechanisms to get SMC, like through dividends, which I didn't take into account here, or through share packs. With one RapChi, you can get 100 share packs. Sorry, one share pack which contains 100 shares of club, and if you're lucky, you get some valuable one, you sell them, you make huge profit in the game, in the fake currency. So this complicates a little bit this analysis. For now, this is just an approximation. Take it a little bit with caution. Okay, so last thing. Overall, the top people, the top gainers, which by the way were 18 users, were in profit because they were able to sell their shares. How did they make the money? Based on this analysis, they made money by selling club shares, not a single player shares. They sold club shares. So now you know all you need to know. Yes, you're welcome. And here we go. I hope you like the video, guys, as usual, especially now, because if you like this season 1 insights, you don't want to miss season 2, where I'll do the same analysis for season 2 as well, and also some extra analysis based on the comments. If you know what you want, let me know in the comments, and some specific plots, some specific analysis, some ideas of things that you want to know. Let me know in the comment, and I'll see if I can get it to you in the next video of season 2, maybe next month. So subscribe if you don't want to miss it, and always Forza Napoli. Ciao.
Ride.